Welcome, folks. Episode 655 of the Boxing Asylum Nuthouse coming your way at 8 o'clock in the UK, 1 Pacific time in the United States. Next week, you'll be back to noon again. Praise be to this change in the clocks, which makes no sense, but yet we continue on with it throughout time, and it's stupid. Also, what was stupid? Me! Who picked Ammo Williams to pull the upset against Adamas, thinking, he'd been out of the ring for a while, inactive. Sometimes he's just looks very hot and cold. He looked fucking $1 million against Williams, knocked him down with a double right hand in the second round. If anything, he's probably just upset that he didn't score the stoppage and let it go to the cards, which he won a lopsided decision. It was, there were some good exchanges. I don't think that necessarily it was a bad fight so much as I had a hard time enjoying it as I'm watching Williams just get hit with fucking more right hands than I've seen anyone get hit since like the first 4 or 5 rounds with Dubois fighting Hrgovic. I was thinking, maybe I'll turn it around based on that. We saw what happened there. Nope. It just kept going, and he did nothing to stop it. He didn't move over to his own right, and he could only. He seemed like he didn't have much of a tank, even though Adamas was the one who was supposedly sick and had a hard time making weight. And neither of these guys can fight going backwards for shit. Period. End of story. But it wasn't like Adamas was having to fucking cut off the ring. Williams was moving straight back when he was moving, and it was just I don't know. I have a hard time giving an honest depiction of this fight because I'm watching it and I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Do something. Move your fucking head. He keeps hitting you with the right hand. Move it away from his goddamn right hand. You fucking idiot. How many of these can you get hit with?
Well, like I told you last week, I thought he was going to knock him out. He should have maybe finished it, but I got to give Ammo this. That's a tough asshole.
He is.
He took some hellacious shots. Kept coming. He kept trying. It's just he just didn't have enough. He just didn't have it, whatever you want to say, stamina, enough skill, enough.
He doesn't throw underneath enough.
He doesn't have enough power.
Adamas way too fucking
and
much.
Everything Adamas said was right. He's like, he might be a little bit more skilled than me, but he doesn't punch as hard as me. He doesn't have the better tank than I do. He can't outwork me. And Adamas did everything he said he was going to do. He outworked him. He punched harder. He had he had more energy. He just kept coming, and what got me with Williams is he looked really good for about 15 seconds of every round, and then that's all he had. And then he shot his wad seven rounds in a row.
He had 2 flurries or 3 flurries in him every round, and the rest of it.
You know what? He could have come out strong, and he could have paced himself each round, but no, it was like, I'm going to come after you with everything I've got. Hope I knock you out in this first 30 seconds. And then we're just going to run. Then I'm just going to basically take a beating for the next 2.5 minutes. He did that for 6 straight rounds where he looked good. Adamas took it, waited, and then started beating the shit out of him. That was and I've said this forever. I've never thought Ammo Williams was any good. I never have. I always thought he was a little bitch. I always thought that he got way more fights and way more credit than he should have. He wasn't ever good enough to keep getting the opportunity. And Eddie Hearn, I don't know. It wasn't a lack. Maybe at times it was a lack of depth, but Eddie Hearn, it's like he owed Williams something because he keeps getting him fights. He keeps getting him paid.
Well, it's a weak middleweight division. People think, why are you so high? It's not like I think he's exceptionally good. I just think the middleweight division is that exceptionally weak.
Yeah, there's just nobody else. But I'll say this: that's the best I've ever seen Adamas. Ever. Even versus Shiraz, this was a different Adamas even versus Shiraz. He put his punches together. He had a really nice uppercut. He even had a little head movement. He was making Williams miss. He had a little get up in his step at times. He was bouncing on his toes a little bit here and there. This is the best I've ever seen Adamas fight. I don't know what got under him. I don't know what fired him, but maybe he just didn't like the shit Williams was saying. Maybe he thought that they were trying to, he was set up to be an opponent is kind of attitude he had. Because Williams was the favorite, and he was kind of being
he wasn't the favorite. He was fucking paying almost $3.
That's right. Whoever was favorite. But I'm saying it's like I don't know why Adamas got something lit up his ass because he come out. Sorry, he come out ready to go every round. The only thing that hurt him was the only thing that would have made it better if he could have finished him. And I think you got to give credit to Williams because Adamas tried to finish him. It's not like he didn't go for it. Williams was just tough enough to hang on. Once again, I think Williams had a brave corner. He wasn't going to hurt Adamas. He never hurt him. He never even stunned him. So they probably let him go a couple more, 2-3 more rounds than he probably should have, to be honest with you. He wasn't going to change. I think Sergio Morris said the same thing. He's like, he's not going to change this. Like he can't turn this around. There's no way. He doesn't have the strategy. He doesn't have the punch to make this any different. But Adames, that was a good win for him. I mean, that was a decent, good win. He beat the shit out of his guy. And that's all you can ask for. He defended his title and worked that kid. And they kept calling Williams a young buck. It's not like Ambo Williams is 21 years old prospect.
It's like 28 or 9, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah. He's not a. They kept saying, "Oh yeah, this young buck. He's got to take." He's not that young.
I thought Adames was older than 31 too.
That's what I'm saying. Adames is like 2 years older than him, and they kept saying that like the old man versus the young kid. Williams is not that young.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of it's just he's so inactive. That's the shame of it all. He's fought once every year since 2022, and it's just like other than Shiraz, I mean, it's just not like an impressive list. That's the problem. Like you're just like
you can't get an impressive list though. Like you just said, you can wipe out the whole division and unify, and you still won't have an impressive record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, that you can have all 4 belts, you can be undefeated, and people are still gonna be like, "Well, you really hadn't beat anybody because there's just nobody with a name, Alec Kahuli or whatever his name is. He's going to move up probably, or he already has.
Well, no, he's like serving a suspension because he popped. Yeah,
so he wasn't a name anyway.
Nah,
he's a stupid ass name. They tried to change the pronunciation like 3 times. So yeah, I think Adames. You'd have to say Adames is the man right now. At 160.
Yeah,
he is. I mean, he's the guy to go through.
Adames and Lara. I mean, that actually it'd be interesting to see if he could walk Lara down.
I think he beats Lara. I think he beats this version of Lara. I give Adames the advantage. I think Adames will be fresher. Laura's been knocking guys out. He's not going to hurt or knock Adames. He's not going to hurt Adames. Not like that.
Other than Danny Garcia, he's basically been fighting like fucking the International Bum of the Month club. Excuse me, International Bum of the Year.
He fought a stripper, so we know the history. Yeah, it was
but so has Tank Davis. Has Tank Davis.
Yeah, I give Lara this. He's made a good run. I never thought we was going to see Lara as a middleweight champion, but he hasn't beat a soul to be the middleweight champion. He really hasn't beat anybody good. And like Danny Garcia, that was sad. That fight was even made. That was a tragedy.
Garcia looked fucking junk in that fight. Like I was shocked that he was stopped. Like honestly, like it's like I could see Lara winning that fight, whatever, no biggie. But Garcia getting stopped like that, like he looked flat. Like he didn't want to be there.
Garcia hasn't looked good in a while, and I don't think he hasn't taken boxing seriously in a long time either. He hasn't really cared that much. He's another guy that he rode the PBC train to millions, and hey, good on him. If you got on that train, you got paid.
Did you ever see any of the fucking suits that he was selling?
Yeah. He's an idiot. Fuck Danny Garcia, too. I couldn't stand him either. I'm glad he got knocked out by Lara. He shouldn't have ever been in that fight.
Him and his dumb fuck dad.
And his damn twin sisters, rap videos or whatever the hell they got going on.
Yeah. None of them should pop that shit. Leave it to the GWOAT.
God, they got collab. They'll just get together with the GWOAT. Do like a Danny Garcia in the back. Like they could do some kind of stupid action, which I would not be surprised. The Deontay Wilder on the piano. Remember that video? You remember his video? He come out where the guy was playing the piano and he was singing love songs and shit. Which was still, people make fun of Deontay Wilder for a lot of things. Go back, make fun of that. He was sitting there wearing like a suit, and the guy was playing the piano in the background. I was like, "Come on, Deontay, you're a 6'7" fucking heavyweight. You're out here singing about love songs and shit." And I don't know what the fuck he was talking about.
He's probably his brother's girlfriend.
I imagine it. They're in Alabama. A lot of shit goes down. They don't really care down that state.
Fucking A. Fucking A. It is a strange place. But yeah. Anyhow, I don't know where everyone goes from here, but we wish them all the best. But I'll tell you what. Amari Jones is an exceptional looking prospect, but what a
not last night.
Boring
not last night.
Fight that was. He blanked that dude basically. I mean, the dude landed like 10% of his shots or something like that, and but he didn't do anything to get Amari away from his amateur boxing style.
No,
he just basically boxed an 8-round amateur fight. Was all he did.
It's almost like Jones wanted it to go 8 rounds,
maybe
because he wasn't even. He really never tried. He never got out of first gear. He never really tried to. He never put punches together like really laid on him. He never. I don't think he had any intention of. He never tried to knock the guy out. It was the other guy was there. It wasn't like he was trying. He put on this great performance, and Jones had to dig deep. Jones has had tougher sparring than that. That was just a. So that and what got me was Amari Jones and them were running around the ring like he had just knocked out Marvin Hagler in 1978. That's what got me. I was sitting there, I was like, what is this fucking dude doing? Running around like a dumbass. His corner jumped into the ring. I mean, you beat a bum and you're running, and he was like throwing his hands up in there. They were like hugging each other. I'm like, and announcers are like,
it's like the end of fucking Rocky 2.
And the announcers were like, oh, that's just incredible. I said, he didn't do shit. If he'd have fought like that versus anybody decent, he could have lost. That type of, I mean, I've seen
maybe. I don't know what second gear looks like for him.
No, he hasn't had to get out of first gear. I think that's where we might see him go unraveled.
Some random fucking Mexican is gonna just
that'll put it on him.
His world. Yeah.
If he gets a guy that's be like, you know what, I'm putting my head down, and you're gonna have to work to beat me. That's going to be a tough test. A guy that he doesn't even have to be a big banger. He just has to have a little pop, and that he doesn't stop. You remember like a Porky Medina type guy. That's like
exactly that kind of guy.
That's going to come at you.
Lara before he got on the shit.
Yeah, a guy that's going to come right at you. He's not going to stop, and he's going to make him work. Because right now, if you listen to Jones, people is he hasn't had to work because he's so good. Fuck that. That was boring. You did not want to do anything last night. When I watched him live in Texas, he did the same thing. He just like, I'm going to do this. He's almost like the bigger version of Shakur. As far as I'm just going to do what I have to do. I'm not going. And that's fine. You're a young kid, whatever.
It's great. But Shakur, like, he's so much better than him though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like what like, I think the most difficult fight of his career to this point in time was probably William Zepeda. And I don't know if he had to get out of second gear in that fight, right?
And that just shows how good Shakur is, actually. We make fun of him a lot because he's another little asshole too, but
yeah, what did he have to do to beat Tio?
He doesn't
nothing. Like,
he's so good.
Nothing.
That's the point of it, is he is so good he doesn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to. And I don't know. It's going to take, we've talked about Shakur before. It's going to take a really good fighter to bring him out. I mean, it's going to take somebody that is like
someone who's big, strong, skilled, and can walk him down, pick him off the gloves.
And that's going to be hard to. Those guys aren't hard to find. Those guys that can do that, they bring it out.
And it has to be a guy who goes in there thinking, I'm not going to win a decision over him. No. I'm going to physically wear him out,
and that'll be
over 6 rounds. And everything I'm going to do is basically touch him to the body until he starts breathing through the mouth a bit, and then we're going to go to fucking town and see what he's got. And it's going to take at least a welterweight to do it.
Yeah, I know. It's going to happen when he moves up, because he's going to move up. The more if he keeps trying to move up, he'll get those guys that are going to he's not going to be able to keep off of him. It's going to be hard. And that's when Shakur will have to sit down more, because if you get a guy who's like, you can't hurt me. I'm not just as skilled, but I'm pretty skilled, and I can knock anybody out. They're not going to just let him sit there and get too comfortable. But I mean, I'll give Shakur this. it's going to take a damn good fighter, like a really good fighter, to beat him.
Yeah, it'll be slightly interesting. I think if he fights the winner of Haney and Garcia, should they rematch? I think that is,
God, Haney,
that
could you
has
imagine?
reason.
Could you imagine? I think that Haney Stevenson could be boring as hell.
Oh, it'd be like watching paint dry. But I think
because they're the exact same guy. They're the exact same fighter.
Except Shakur has much better feet than Haney.
And I think Shakur will just play with Haney.
Maybe it could be a bit like the T.O. fight.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that. God, let's hope that doesn't happen.
It will.
We don't.
Unless Garcia, would you rather that happen, or would you rather see Ryan Garcia win another fight?
Hell, I don't care.
Yeah, that's your route to not seeing that would be Ryan Garcia feeling joy.
That's how sad boxing's got. That's the guys. Yeah. That's our top three. No, we got. Let's move on. We don't even have to worry about those guys. Hopefully, you're right though. We're going to see that combination somehow, and I wouldn't be surprised if Shakur didn't fight both of them eventually, which he probably will. I actually see Shakur fighting both of them somewhere down the line.
I'm trying to think who the heck at 140 would I like? I'll tell you who I'd actually like to see Shakur fight at 140 because he says he could still do 135, and I bet he could, but I'd kind of like to see him just keep chasing some shit.
He might as well.
Yeah, what the fuck? But
there's nobody for him to fight at 135. Real that's going to make a ton of money.
Yeah,
so you might as well keep chasing. Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see him. This is kind of the way I'd like to see him do it out for him is get him in the ring against whatever the fuck he'll beat him. But on the undercard, I want to see Tito Mercado against a little bit better opposition. And then I'd like to see Tito in there against Shakur because I'm not saying that Tito wins by any stretch, but I think he brings some of the same shit to the ring that Zepeda brought. And I think he just might be a titch more skillful and a bit harder puncher on a single shot.
Well, actually, I think the guy that could beat him if he gets a good training camp and everything goes well is JoJo Diaz.
Yeah, he get to go down to a more comfortable way.
Exactly. Get him where he feels better. Get him a nutritionist. Get him really in there healthy, and I think we'll see a different JoJo Diaz. Finally, the prophecy will be fulfilled, and he'll be ready.
Fuck. Yeah, it's tough. Actually, I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna go to the 140-pound.
Hell, we joke. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see that fight.
Let's see here.
JoJo Diaz pops up everywhere like a damn mushroom.
Ring rankings. Let's see here. We'll go with the ring. Why the fuck not?
So I guess it's gonna be us this podcast. Two nuts just hanging.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Literally, just hanging, swinging.
Two swinging nuts.
That's it.
Let's see here. Direct online. Let's see here. So we'll go to.
Did you try to get Kurt Johnson? Did you get a hold of his contact information?
No, I have not. Let's see here.
Let's see if we can get him on.
Let's see here. Well, wait. Oh, yeah, we're talking 140. Let's see here. Obviously, they've got Dalton Smith. Yeah, that might ruin. Keyshawn and Shakur is an interesting fight. That's an interesting one, especially because Bud is such good friends with Shakur, and Keyshawn feels done wrong by that group of guys. Hitchens, if he didn't make weight, I don't know if he's ever making it again. He could be a welterweight now. Gary Antoine Russell could be interesting just based on the skill kind of thing. Yeah. Beyond that, yeah. So I kind of like Tito Mercado a bit among those guys, but yeah, Keyshawn Davis I think could be an interesting one. Fuck, why not? Yeah, that's interesting.
Will they fight each other? Aren't they like?
No, they hate each other now.
Okay, good.
Or at least Keyshawn hates Bud and Bomac, and all them guys are homies.
I can imagine it's got to be for the stupidest fucking reason why he don't like them now. What reason would you have to go
I think because he's Crawford? Not working with them now. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm sure they probably made that decision.
He's a fucking dickhead. Like,
yeah.
Terrence
Crawford. If you don't work at Terrence Crawford's gym, you're out.
Yeah, I mean that whole everything that they did at that Norfolk event.
Yeah,
that
that embarrassed Crawford and all them.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Crawford don't do that shit.
You don't want to be associated with that crap. And Keyshawn's an exceptional fighter. I'm not saying not. Who the hell did he just hand a pasting to? Last month. I mean, he just beat the shit out of him.
He's good, but who knows if he's going to have his head on right enough to fulfill all that promise. I don't know. Dog face bitch.
So also,
my brother made that comment again yesterday. He's like, "You talking about that dog face bitch?" I said, "Not that I remember." After that woman yelled it 19 freaking times in a row. I mean, after you say it's 5 or 6, cool. But come on, shut the hell up. For some reason, every event I go to, I get the people right behind me won't shut the hell up about something stupid. And so you kind of give them like that little glare, like, hey, I'm looking, like, shut the fuck up. And then my brother like stands up and kind of like looks back at him because he's like 6'4", like 300 pounds. And he kind of like looks down at him like, hey, chill. So usually they shut up when he stands up. I usually make him my enforcer at these events.
That's funny.
He's fucking huge. He benches like 500 pounds. Like, that's the guy to stand up and scare people.
But yeah, also on that card, going back to the one we were talking about, a fight I enjoyed. I thought this is probably one of the most entertaining fight on the card for, well, the ones I saw, it obviously was of the 3 that I watched. But Corey Marksman, a fighter I've been keeping an eye on, taking a UD over Jacob Gomez, hurting him a few times down the stretch. And I'll tell you what I like about Marksman, Cody, is that he does a little, or Cody, I'm sorry, fucking thinking of my buddy there for saying Justin. I want to think about.
I'll go by Cody. I don't really care.
Why not? But he does some stuff from the outside. He switch hits a bit. He'll do a bit of mid range. He'll fight in the pocket. He's willing to exchange with you. I don't know what his ceiling is, because when he overcommits to that right hand, he really puts him himself in danger. But he is a fun fucking fighter to watch.
I liked him. I liked his attitude. I liked his corner. His dad was actually giving him really good advice. Like, because his dad used to be what they say, his dad was a professional Muay Thai fighter.
I don't know. I missed that. I was I was watching other shit at the same time.
Something about his dad was a Muay Thai fighter and he was a professional. So his dad has experience. Like, so it's not like he's just one of these dads that just trained their kid for the hell of it. He actually was in some real shit. And they were giving him good advice, and I like him. He was fighting another young. I think the other guy was the favorite. I think
Marksman was a smidge of a favorite. Yeah, he was minus 160.
That was a good fight. I'm like you. I will definitely. I don't know how far he'll go, but I don't really care, because I think he's going to be a guy that's going to bring it, and he's going to give effort. I'm not saying world champion, but he's going to get a shot. I think he's got a chance to get a shot at one somewhere.
He might make his way there. They have to match him correctly, but he's been fighting some guys with pretty good records. This is another undefeated cat that he went in there with. And
it's like, what, 4 or 5 undefeated prospects in a row that like were 50-50 fights that he's won. I think is what they said.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me go real quick.
Was it
he had a draw with that one cat that he ended up beating, Tony Aguilar.
Yeah, Sergio Morris said he's like a young Gary Russell. I don't think he's that level right now. Gary Russell was really good. I don't think he's a Gary Russell yet. No. But I can see what Morris is saying, but he's not a Gary Russell.
So he's beaten he's beaten the undefeated Adrian Orban, who was 5-0. He beat 2-0 Lazio Sandor Bolo, B-A-L-O-G-H. I don't fucking know. He had that draw against Tony Aguilar on the overtime boxing card, and then he won the rematch over him. So same undefeated guy. He beat undefeated Tayden Beltran. One loss, Luis Yamil Martinez Nieves, 4-name dude. And then undefeated Jacob Gomez last night. So he's on a really good run right now. You got to hand it to him, and hopefully he gets a decent fight coming up. I'd like to think that they'll hold off, putting him in against like a Schofield or anything.
No, he don't need that. He's not ready for that.
No.
I think Schofield has already jumped that level.
Schofield, dude, you're gonna have to watch Schofield, and if he gets a chance, because he's good, man. He did something to Tevin Farmer that no other motherfucker has ever done. I mean, he demolished him.
And Farmer didn't even see it coming.
He was looking the other way.
I'm telling you, a man on full disability like Tevin Farmer has done way more in boxing he doesn't get credit for the stuff he's done with his disability.
No, like in all seriousness, with his fucking cockeyed look in his, in
Exactly.
his hand.
I mean,
that's been
he
shot.
can't even see. Like he only sees like one part of the ring. I'm telling you, what he's done is amazing with his disability. It's just people don't give him enough credit for that.
And I didn't see this one, but I hear that Terramona gave Curtis Harper quite a hiding over one single round.
God. I forgot what the only thing I remember about that fight is I forgot Curtis Harper's name was Kurt the Hurt. That's the only thing I liked about that fight. Is this trunk say Kurt the Hurt, which is awesome. I wish he was better. Because that nickname worked out perfectly. But Terramona, whatever the fuck his name is, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. I think Terramona is going to be one of these guys. He's going to have a shit ton of these first, second round knockouts, and then he's going to get laid out cold in the first round by somebody else. That's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to keep beating up the Kurt the Hurts. Then he's going to fight somebody who can actually punch, and they're going to lay him out cold like in the first round. That is exactly what's going to happen with him. He is wide open to be hit. He doesn't have like big time. Curtis Harper's just trash. And he just beat him up. I mean, Curtis Harper, his gut hanging out. He's got fucking tits hanging down to his knees.
Is Nate Campbell still training him?
Who? Terramona?
No, Curtis Harper.
God, Nate Campbell, man. Come on. You're turning to Roy Jones now. That you just traded everybody. He should not be training Curtis Harper at this point in Curtis Harper's career. But yeah, I'm saying Terramona, I know what's going to happen. We've seen too many guys like this. He's going to be like 17-0 with like 17 knockouts and then get laid out cold. He's going to get stunned one round and knocked out cold because he's just not that good.
Well, if you're aching to see him on his journey, it looks like he's going to be on the Sky Nicholson undercard at the end of April. So
for all you fans out there, they're selling a lot of Fight You Sky Nicholson stuff on eBay, so you need to get on that before it's like priced out because that stuff will be worth money when she really hits it big in 5 or 10 years from now. So y'all need to get on that.
Fuck, some of those weirdos are probably buying her socks.
As long as it's not dry cleaned. They're selling trunks. I'm not saying they cleaned them or not. I guess this is off topic.
There's only one way to find out.
Somebody on eBay has messaged if they were washed or not.
Oh Jesus!
I bet you $1,000.
Oh God!
You know that.
I don't even have to mention that. I think that much is assumed.
You know somebody has asked, and not asking because they want them clean. We all know where this was going.
Did you see anything else on that DAZN card?
I didn't see the prelims. I saw all 4 of the main event card. I didn't see any of the prelims or anything.
There you go. Well, excellent. So let's see here. So the Pro Box, we'll go to that. The main event, I saw about half of it this afternoon before we started, but it was pretty entertaining. Lester Martinez and Immanuwel Aleem went at it. Martinez winning a wide decision, but
that freaking crowd was awesome.
And it was a sellout too. Martinez is getting a little bit of a name for himself out there.
I told you, I think I've said this before. He comes from a country that doesn't have,
is he Guatemalan?
He's Guatemalan. It's like they don't have a lot to root for that much in a lot of sports. So when they get somebody doing something, I mean, they are on it. I think that crowd might have hurt him a little bit in that fight because I think it made him get out of what he really wanted to do at times because he was trying to impress them more. But Aleem just old maned his way through 12 rounds. Just old man veteran his way through that fight. And Aleem actually, he had some moments. It wasn't like Martinez was on him and just dominated. Aleem was actually, there was rounds where Aleem was in that fight and he made Martinez work. So from that standpoint, Martinez got a hell of a education, put it this way. He got a hell of a 12 rounds versus a veteran guy who's been in there. I don't know where Martinez goes. I think he showed last night that.
Well, he's the interim champion now.
That Aleem Martinez, I don't know if the power's real because he never really even stunned Aleem. And you figure, I don't know how real that power is because that's what he's kind of built himself off is the power. I don't know if it's as great as they think it is, but I'm telling you, that'd be awesome for Guatemala. They got it pretty freaking hard down there. So I'm rooting for him to do something.
Yeah, his power. I think he's kind of what would I say? He's kind of like Benavidez when he moved up a little bit. Like he throws in good volume and stuff, and he'll thud and knock you around and stuff. But he's not going to probably knock many guys out at the higher level.
No, he's not. He's got enough power to keep you honest, but I don't think he's got that power they thought he had.
Yeah, I still think it was such a fucking con job that was a 10-round fight between him and Christian and Billy.
Yeah.
That should have been 12, and he probably would have won that fight had it been 12 because he was definitely getting on top of him, Billy, as the rounds wore on there. That was, and I mean that was for an interim title. There, it was fucking ridiculous. I don't know how these rules keep changing as they keep going on. But
I don't think that
title fights are 12 fucking rounds in men's contests.
It'll be they're going by Zuffa will make the rules soon anyway, so they'll probably like 9 rounds for a world champ or 11. Zuffa will probably be like they fight theirs for 11 or some stupid. They'll probably change it up somehow.
We need 13. We got to have that odd number.
15 2-minute rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking A. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
You know, what's funny is that'd still be 45 minutes. So,
yeah. Hey, the UFC guys fight for what? 5 5s?
Yeah, it's 25. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not that. So it's all. So they can do that anyway. Yeah. Martinez is okay. I think he's going to get. He's not going to. This is about his ceiling, I think, right now.
Well, and that's tough to say what it is because I mean he's beating guys like this, and I mean he's having to work a bit, but it's not like he's winning by a whisker or anything like that. So I think as you look as the post Canelo 168-pound division, I mean he could be one of the top 3 or 4 fighters in the division quite easily, actually.
Yeah, you're right because it is. There's 160 doesn't have a lot. 168 it's not going to have a lot. If you could actually do well with your weight, you could probably bounce in between if you were really disciplined.
Yeah,
good. You could probably go 160. You could probably bounce back and forth and be a champion at multiple weight classes if you were able to stay disciplined like that. You probably could.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think anyone's even good enough to fucking win in both divisions consistently.
No.
Like there's just not a consensus like fantastic fighter among the bunch anymore. Canelo, I think, is becoming more and more beatable as the months roll on. Christian and Billy, I thought the draw was for him at best. I thought he probably lost to Martinez. So
yeah, the shine has come off in Billy a little bit now.
He's still a good fighter. He's still fun to watch, but
But like you said, I think we kind of know where he's at now. Billy. I don't think there's going to be a surprise with him now. I think he's starting to kind of plateau of where he's at.
Yeah. Let's see, let's go back there. That'll be another one to look at. Fuck it. What are we going to do? Ring rankings.
Not a whole hell of a lot. There wasn't anything. Like I said, I didn't get to watch the British card, so I'd have no idea what happened. I know that Ricky Graville was pretty pumped about it, but I didn't really get to watch much.
He's always very excited.
I think I watched like 2 rounds of the Saints fight and about 45. I wish we had somebody that would. I know somebody was at the Conlan fight on our group, and maybe I wish one of the British dudes had come on here. Somebody in they could talk more about it because I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, let's see. We got looking at the rankings here. You got starting at 10 going up. You got Beck the Bully, Jacob Bank, who beat what's his bucket that William Skull. I think he stopped him actually. Then you got Shiraz at 8. Shiraz might prove to be the pick of the litter, honestly. Plant above him, who was beaten by Resendez, who's just above him, and Resendez. I mean, in any normal time, he's just your typical kind of gatekeeper guy.
How much does Plant really have left in this?
I don't think he belongs on this list.
I was going to say I think Plant is basically below a part timer now. I don't think we're going to see. We might not ever see Plant again. To be honest with you.
Yeah, let's see here. Diego Pacheco at 5. I think Pacheco's proven to be more limited. Than the guys above here. Then they've got Lester Martinez at 4, Christian and Billy at 3, Oslos Iglesias at 2, which I think is a bold pick, but he might be the best, the pick of the litter there,
Yep.
and then Canelo above them. So honestly, Iglesias against either Billy or Martinez is good. The fact that Jaime Munguia is coming off of that drug shit and the short bait, I don't know what in the flying fuck.
Well, Munguia's done. My
and he-
God, the French
and
guy. I think the French
well,
guy ended him.
he's facing Resendez for Resendez title on. I think that's on the Thurman undercard.
I think Resendez probably stops Munguia.
That'd be cool to see.
Or at least he's going to win. I don't see Munguia beating Resendez. And like you said about Pacheco, he has not impressed for a while.
Yeah,
he is. I watched him live too. And the fans were kind of bored with him. He hasn't looked good in a while. He's really labored in his last 3 or 4 fights. Actually, they've been struggles versus guys that you would think he should be taken care of, but he has a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think maybe he was. God, you hate to use the word overhyped, but I can't think of another word to say about Pacheco. All the hype, he hasn't been able to match it yet. I guess I don't know how to word it. I guess overhyped is the way to say it.
Yeah, likely.
It's not what people thought it was going to be. Because remember, we thought about it. We all had Pacheco really high up. We were thinking that he was probably going to clear out that division because he was looking so good, but it's been a struggle lately.
Yeah. It has been. And honestly, I think Shiraz should be probably more up towards that top 5.
I think Shiraz beats Pacheco. I think he beats Lester Martinez. He definitely beats Plant.
Yes.
He definitely beats Beck the Bully.
Yeah, he beats Resendez.
So I think he beats Resendez. I think Shiraz is above. At least Shiraz is probably 4 or 5, 3, somewhere in that range. I mean, I think he's right there with all of them.
Yeah.
I think Adames was the simple fact is he was trying to be a weight bully and the weight killed him. And he just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
And also, it's just Adames does a pretty good job of fighting small against taller guys.
And Adames is better than we've given him credit for. I guess we can say that now.
And it's so hard to judge a guy when he's only fighting once a year, though. But
last night, Adames showed that there's more to him. And the Shiraz fight showed that he's a little bit better than I thought he was. I mean, we kept saying yes, in a good middleweight division, he would get beat. But he does have more to him than we've given him credit for.
Yeah, and I think he's getting better all the time. I think he's obviously doing plenty in the gym over time, but it's and that was such a smaller venue, and I just hope this goes to show he's got to stay more active.
That was like a high school gym last night. That was a really small.
That was at Caribe Royale.
Yeah, that was a really. I noticed that was that was almost the size of the Zuffa gym.
Yeah, that was maybe as big as the Pro Box arena.
But you know what? That fight deserved to be in that arena. It wasn't going to sell out anything bigger than that. Williams doesn't bring a huge crowd. Adames doesn't bring anybody. So finally, boxing put it where it should have been. This is where the fight stands for. This is the arena it should be in. We don't need to go fight in some big, huge 20,000 arena, which they try to do, and then they got to black out everything. It should be in a little space because that's what the fight's called for. That makes financial sense. This is like stuff that people should be doing all along. If the fight's not big, don't put it in a big arena. So last night, actually, they put it where it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Because you remember Showbox used to do that. They would fight in like a casino. They would fight these little bitty annexes because that's what the fight called for.
Yeah, they go to the fucking Indian casinos and shit like that. They did that
in Oklahoma all the time. They would always be in Oklahoma at the casinos because that's where Comanche Boy and all them used to fight. They always
Chumash Indian Casino in Miami, Oklahoma, or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I said the home of Comanche Boy.
Yeah, George
Terramona. Remember what his name? It was like George Takahana Takishi. I don't know what the hell his name was. I don't know what the hell. Let's just go with Comanche Boy. That was easier to say.
See here. Derek Walmsley says most improved fighter of 2026, Adames, Barboza, Navarrete, Garcia Smith, etc. Let's see here. Adames, well, we'll start with him. Like, the fact that he beats Raz, I don't know if he's necessarily that much improved, as it's just so hard to get a barometer on him because he's not in the ring that often. Barboza, he's always looked good to some extent. He's looked athletic. He had the win over Catterall. Tio just kind of out-athleted him, and I don't know that Sims is the great at shakes. Navarrete, considering how he looked against Suarez, I think if him getting a nutritionist, if this holds, he might have more years on his career left than we thought, and he looked really good beating Striger Nunez. So so far, I'd say that. Garcia is so hot and fucking cold. I have no idea what to goddamn tell you about him. And Dalton Smith just came out of nowhere and beat Matias, but Matias popped positive. Who fucking knows with that? So I think based on the information right in front of us and the ifs, ends, and buts that are potentially there, I got to go with Navarrete from that list.
I don't say improve, because Navarrete just showed up and did what he's been doing. Like, he come back. I think Navarrete is it's like a comeback fighter of the year, like far as like he's got his talent back, as far as he showed up. Dalton Smith, I was the only one that called that. Remember, I told you he was going to knock out Matias, and he did. Garcia's not improved. Garcia just actually trained, I guess was maybe the best. I don't know. I would think all those guys on the list, Barboza and Adames, I wouldn't say you could say improved, but I would include 25 and 26 on that list. Adames has definitely got better than I thought he was. Barboza has gotten better. So yes, I would say Barboza is improved over the last year or so, because I didn't think he would beat Catterall. I thought he would win his last fight, and he did. But Barboza has definitely, of everybody on that list, has improved the most, if you have to use the word improved. He has definitely crafted he's taken what he can do, and he's 100% with that right now. He knows Barboza knows who he is. He knows what he can and cannot do, and he's running with it. So I would say if I had to pick somebody, Barboza would be my guy off that list.
There you go. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Let's see here. What else do we have?
And then we can add Wilder to it once he gets a big win.
I just hope they're both fucking done after this. My God, but
they won't be. They won't be. I swear to God, they won't be. People, I'm telling you, this might sound, unless one of them gets crippled, we're going to see them fight again. It's just these guys are not going to go away. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, the likelihood of that keeps increasing.
And I can see the only way we will see the end of one of them is if one of them gets annihilated, like completely flatlined. We might not see that guy back. But let's say Chisora, and I think Chisora is going to knock out Wilder.
So but he won't flatline Wilder.
No, he might. He might. Oh no, Wilder will take a beating before he goes down. So we know Wilder. You're going to have to beat the shit out of him, and that's bad. That's bad enough. Wilder would actually be better off getting flatlined than taking the punishment he's going to take, because Wilder, he talks a lot of shit, but the man is tough as hell, and he will
and proud and very proud.
So I can see. But like I said, Wilder, the punch is gone too. It's not that punch is gone.
It's not that the punch is gone. It's that he has no timing anymore.
Oh, he never had great timing. No, he did on that right hand.
He had good timing and reflexes on the right hand.
But like you said, that's done. He has to the guy basically has to stand there and wait about 5 seconds so Wilder can kind of look at him and then throw it. He's not going to hit him on the move, or Wilder can't set it up anymore. He doesn't have the ability to set that shot up anymore. And it's gotten bad for him. Anyway, I guess that fight's next week, isn't it? Or 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Well, we talk about that later. I'm just saying that. But yeah, like I said, Barboza is the guy that I've been the most impressed with on that list for the last about a year. I think he's definitely – he is the definition of a guy who he learns in training camp. And him and the trainer on the same page, they got a good connection going there, because he does exactly what he knows he can do.
Mm-hmm.
And hell, we've already seen, you don't have to be the most talented damn dude in the world to be a champion. You just have to really practice. You just have to really practice and be really good at what you. God, that's a stupid way to say it.
You just have to perform on the right night.
You got to be good at what you're good at and not try to be something different.
Yeah.
And if you master the couple of skills that you have, you're going to be tough every fight. You're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm trying to think. You saw Mick Conlan lose to some random New Englander.
And we all said that would probably the best thing he ever did in his career was flip somebody off. That's what I think. That's what got him. He's Irish. He flipped the guy off. But Mick Conlan is he has to stop. There's nothing left for him to do. There's nowhere to go. He can't beat average. He can't beat below average fighters anymore. So the only way that Mick Conlan can keep this career going is we're starting to talk about bringing in like 13-7 Lithuanians or something. There's nobody left for him to beat. He could lose to anybody actually at this point. And I want to put it this way. Here's the question. Who had a better career? Conlan or his brother? His brother had a better career, in my opinion. I think his brother, I enjoyed his brother.
What the hell did his brother do?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think he had a better career. His brother gave me one of the best fights I've ever seen in my life when he fought that Nelson guy. If nobody has ever went back and watched Conlan versus Nelson, I think that guy's named Nelson. That was one of the best 7 or 8 rounds I think I've ever seen. That was a great fight. I think Conlan went down like 3 times. Nelson went down. Everybody went down. That was a great fight. That is Rocky type stuff. If you've never watched that fight, go back. I think Yemi Yappy just said that he finally retired, but I think Jermain Conlan gave me more excitement, and I look forward to his fights way more than I ever did Mick Conlan's. I never got excited. I'm telling you, look at Jermain Conlan's whole career. He was a warrior. He had a chin. This is the way it should have been. If Mick Conlan could have had his brother's heart and chin, he would have been a world champion.
I think he had his heart. Because he was willing to go in there, and that was part of his problem. I will I will constantly go back to the biggest problem I ever saw with Mick Conlan is he's among those who fights like a puncher despite not being a puncher, and that'll get you in a shit ton of trouble.
He fought like Tyson and had the punching power of Malignaggi.
Yeah,
and you can. So of course you're fighting a guy who's like, okay, you're more skilled than me, but you're not hurting me.
Mm-hmm.
And I could sit here. I mean, I could just stand here and let you hit me all day long. Conlan had his chance. He could, if he could not finish Wood off, that was his time to shine. That was his one moment. And that was his shot. And I think, like I said, I think he is retired now. I think Yemi Yappy said it. So good on Conlan. I think he was definitely a guy that, because where he was from, the thing in the Olympics, he got a big build up. He just didn't have enough. But yeah, go back and watch Jermain Conlan versus Nelson. That is a real fight. That was for like a Commonwealth or a British title. That is some real Box Nation shit that everybody on here, if you haven't watched it, you better go watch it. That's a damn good fight. Damn good. I've watched it 4 times. I enjoyed it. So, and Nelson is a guy that he retired at like 9-0 or 9-1 because nobody would want to fight him. They were like, they wanted to give him like journeyman stuff. And he's like, no, I'm too good for that. So he quit because he went like 6 months or a year and nobody would fight him. He was like, he could not get a fight. Nobody, because after the Conlan fight, nobody wanted him. They were like, no, we're not fighting this guy because they saw what he was. And he said, I retired. He said, I made more money working construction or something. He quit. Well,
yeah, sometimes it happens. Guys just can't get fights, or they disappear for all sorts of strange reasons.
You got it. Nowadays, you got to have something about you. You can't just be good at boxing. You got to have somebody backing you for whatever reason. You got to have somebody, especially over there. If you can't sell tickets, and he couldn't sell tickets, you're fucked. I don't care how good you are. Have you ever read those journeyman books? All those guys were actually pretty good fighters, but they didn't sell any tickets. So nobody wanted them. And they had to do something else.
Yeah, and I mean, we've talked to some guys at this point. We know the story. Like, if you're high risk, low reward, you got to move your own tickets. It's going to be a pitch to maneuver yourself into a good position.
Horrible for you. If you don't get anybody to back you, you're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it works. And so I felt bad for that Nelson guy because I read like 2 articles on him. He just really got fucked. Boxing, he's a guy people don't talk about, but boxing really spit him up and just shoved him out the door.
It's interesting. Well, that's an
interesting. Yep. I think he even said that he was kind of like even offered like, well, you go in there and like kind of lose type shit. Like, I mean, like because most journeymen will say, you know, hey, we know we're not supposed to win. And he was kind of giving those avenues. And he said, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I don't blame him. Fucking go lay some cement and move on. You might be on mute because I ain't hearing shit.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We did not watch George Liddard beating Tyler Denny. Here, Tyler Denny gave a good account of himself despite losing a clear decision. And then Jimmy Sains won, apparently, a decision a lot of people don't like over Derek Osaze, my apology, but keeping his undefeated record intact. We'll see where he goes.
Apparently, they said at Sains, everything I read and everybody on the WhatsApp group said that he didn't win. They definitely thought he didn't win, and that he might not be the prospect they were pushing.
Yeah, it happens. And sometimes you just run into a guy who gives you trouble, you know?
Yeah, I mean, hell, it is what it is.
So, but, yeah. So, I think there was a card from Puerto Rico on Thursday. Didn't watch it.
I didn't know there was a card in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, there was.
I was too busy eating some god-awful Lebanese food Thursday, so I think that kind of took my attention.
I like Lebanese food.
But you wouldn't like this.
You said.
Charlie's Kebabs were some shit. Yeah, it was bad.
Fuck you, Charlie's Kebabs.
That's what I think.
Let's see here.
God awful bad.
God damn it. I hate when they put an ad right over something. ESPN Plus is going to have Yoel Mafode against Mariana Farias. I have no idea who either of those people are. My apologies.
ESPN probably doesn't know who they are.
Pro Box is going to have Brian Acosta against Ronnie Rios. Kind of surprised to see Ronnie Rios still fighting. Figured the last run-in against Nick Ball would have been the end.
They've had him on the brink of retirement for the last like 5 years.
Yeah,
and he just keeps. He's another guy that just won't stop.
Yeah, like honestly, like this is one of those fights he probably wins because that's those things. That's what Ronnie Rios does is when we think that he's done. But
he's definitely brought in to get beat up.
Yeah,
this week definitely brought in to lose, but he probably will win.
Yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be an entertaining enough fight. Acosta gave a good account of himself against Ramon Cardenas, and then he lost by stoppage against Suleiman Sagawa. But I mean, when you go back and you look at that fight that Sagawa had against Bruce Carrington, that a lot of people thought he might have won, I don't know what shame there is in that. Sagawa's a fairly underrated fighter. But we're gonna have a DAZN card. Which we'll work our way up. We got Shaquille Thompson against Brad Pauls, Liam Davis against Francesco Grandielli, Willie Hutchinson against Ezra Taylor, and that'll be topped off with the main event of Moses Itauma against American Jermain Franklin. I think Thompson against Pauls could be a pretty decent fight. I think Pauls is probably a little bit of a better chance than the odds makers might give him. Hutchinson and Taylor, it's a good enough fight. What do you think of that undercard?
I think you summed it up. I think they're all going to be decent. None of them are blowing my skirt up, but I think they'll all be decent fights. Put it that way. They're going to be competitive. I think they're close to 50-50. Most of those are. I don't think anybody in those fights are like drastically better than the guy they're fighting.
Let's see here. I'll go look at the odds here. I just want to make sure that everything is correct because, they change shit. Oh, yeah. Nathan Heaney against Jerome Warburton is on there, too.
Heaney's another guy I thought he retired like 7 times. He keeps coming back.
Yeah, Michael Gomez Jr. against Jordan Flynn is on there too. Flynn has the draw with Kane Baker and a loss to Cameron Vuong. Gomez Jr. lost his last fight against Reese Bellotti. Kind of think he's a bit of a fucking head case, to be honest with you.
His dad was.
Yeah, triangle theories don't work. He has a stoppage victory over Kane Baker before that, but I don't know. Let me go and check the old odds here. If I can, don't listen to me though. If I can,
no. Anybody listen, whatever he chooses, you go the opposite. You will win.
Actually, honestly, if you would have taken my Barboza pick and rolled over, just your winnings into that, you would have been fine.
In your defense, you're right more than you're wrong, and that's all that matters in the end.
Yeah, well, it'd be great if I can bet all the times I was right and never when I was wrong. Let's see here. Brad Paul's, honestly, Brad Paul's paying almost 3-1 in that fight. Not the worst value. I think Jordan Flynn paying 3-2 plus 145. I know it's not quite the same. I think that he's an interesting pick. Jerome Warburton is the underdog against Heaney. Heaney is always questionable. I'll go look at Warburton's record as a puncher.
I would throw some money on Warburton because Heaney is, I don't know how much he's got left.
Yeah, he's paying about 5-4 plus 125. Ezra Taylor paying 3-2 plus 150 against Hutchinson. I kind of like Hutchinson in that one pretty cleanly. Let's go take a look here though.
Willie Hutchinson.
Warburton here. Oh, hold on here. I can only have so many tabs open at a time.
If he was from where I'm from, it'd be Willie the Hillbilly Hutchinson.
Yeah, Warburton's not much of a puncher. 16-2-2, 2 KOs.
Okay, well he's not going to beat Heaney. He's not going to beat Heaney.
Oh yeah, he lost to Kieran Conway last May.
Oh yeah, he won't beat Heaney. Will probably do enough to beat him then.
Probably doesn't. He beat a 16-0 guy, but that was he's got a couple of guys with okay records on there. But yeah, I don't know if I'd go jumping at that one there. But yeah, Flynn against Gomez Jr. I like that one a bit. I think there might be a little bit of value on Brad Pauls too against Shaquille Thompson.
Brad Pauls.
Yeah, let's see here. Pauls this only lost to Bentley, and he had that loss to Tyler Denny as well. Draw with Nathan Heaney, then he beat his ass.
Those aren't bad losses though.
Yeah, not terrible. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, Shaquille Thompson, he hasn't fought anybody yet. This is a pretty big step up for him. It's not the...
Yeah, because Pauls has been tested. Pauls has at least been tested.
Yeah.
At this level.
For some reason, I thought the best name on the record of Shaquille Thompson is River Wilson Bent, who he beat in 3 rounds. And
we should know... the funny thing is, we shouldn't know all these random British guys. I've seen Bent fight like 7 times. I don't know if that's sad or what it is, but I've seen Wilson Bent fight a lot.
I picked somebody to fucking stop him once upon a time. Maybe it was fucking Williams, actually.
It might have been.
Yep, that was exactly who it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I kind of like... I think, like I said, it's not a guaranteed W by any stretch, but I think there's some value to be found on Brad Pauls there, just based on the experience factor alone.
A few dollars ain't gonna hurt nobody. Well, maybe it will. I don't know.
If it does, don't make the bet.
Yeah. If $5 is making you itch, then you might want to rethink a lot of things in your life. So you might not want to throw the $5.
Do not bet the $5.
Hey, I'll tell you this: I have been in some struggles where $5 was a pretty tough bet.
Yeah, but considering that, it was probably also when $5 could buy you something of fucking value.
Hey, I'll put it this way. Me and my brother were splitting cans of spaghetti and meatballs. Now, that's poor.
Yeah.
That's freaking poor. That is dirt poor. I think he always fucked me out of the meatballs, too, because I really couldn't keep a count of how many he was getting and I was getting because they're so little. So I still think I was getting screwed to this day on that.
That's why he's bigger than you.
Exactly. It was hard to keep track of the little meatballs. I think I might have got screwed multiple times on that one. Anyway, that's another issue between me and him.
But the main event, I guess the story in the main event, if Jermain Franklin goes in there and upsets Itauma. I mean, that would really fuck a lot of people's worlds up. But I think the more accurate question in this fight is whether or not Itauma is able to get the stoppage. What are your thoughts?
He'll stop Franklin. I think Franklin has been brought in because he's sort of a name over in the UK because he fought Joshua and he's fought White. I think this one is going to be, this fight comes down to how long does it take Itauma? I don't think Itauma is going to, I think Franklin is tough enough that it's not going to be like a blitz. I don't think he'll go down with the first shot, but I'm thinking 6 rounds at most and he'll stop Franklin. Franklin is extremely limited. He's just tough and he's able to take some shots. I think Itauma will get to him, but he won't blitz him. But this is the kind of fight Itauma will need. Itauma needs somebody that's going to give him some resistance, and Franklin's going to try. And at this point of his career, that's kind of what Itauma needs. But this is a no-inch. This is just going to be how bad does he stop him, and when does he stop him? I have no
interesting.
If Franklin makes the distance, it's not the end of the world for Itauma. It won't look bad on his record. But he should stop him. If he is what everybody thinks he is, he should stop him.
Kind of wondering if they have odds out there.
But you're right.
Franklin to win is 11 to win.
Yeah, but you're right though. Could you imagine the shit this would destroy if Franklin won by any reason? It would have to be like only way Itauma could lose this and everything be fine if it was an injury. Like he rolled his ankle and fell over or some shit and like really did hurt himself, like tore his shoulder or something. But if he lost this fight, this would throw UK boxing into it would just be astronomically fucking bad for everybody involved if he lost to Jermain Franklin.
So the over-under is 6.5 rounds, same weight, either way.
That's what I'm
saying.
No
rain.
I'm thinking 6 rounds at most before he puts Franklin down.
The fight to go the distance, you can get, what would that be?
Gotta be pretty high.
12 to 5. 12 to 5 to get it to, that's plus 220. So that's, I think,
and I'm still not fully sold on Itauma yet. I think he's good. And I think since everybody's leaving the heavyweight division, he's going to be a champion because everybody's leaving. They're getting old. And Usyk's not going to fight him. Fury's not going to fight him. Beating a Joshua at this point would be like his step over fight, like his coming out party. But I think after Dubois already knocked Joshua out, that's not really that's just another name on his record. I think Itauma is going to be his leg. Where he's going to end up is going to depend. There's nobody for him to truly beat when he gets there. Because I think Cabell is going to get older. It's going to be hard for Itauma because he's so young that everybody decent now might not fight him. And that's going to be tricky for him. He's going to have to fight. Like there's not a ton there for him to get into at this point. Honestly, there's not. The heavyweight, all the good guys are going to be gone before I think he's going to fight them. I don't think he's going to fight any of the top 5 or 6 guys.
We'll find out. I think he's going to fight at least one of them, and that's how he's going to really build the beginning of his legacy.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be a name to push, like maybe a Dubois. He might fight. I think he's ready for the Dubois Wardley winner. If you're going to put him in there now, I think he's ready for that. Might as well do it. There's no point of waiting. There's no point of waiting on that. I mean, because who's he going to keep fighting in the interim before he's ready to fight those? Like, let's say Dubois knocks Wardley out. I think Itauma and Wardley will get made sooner than people think.
I would put him in with the winner of Torres and Sanchez before I do that.
And he'll knock Torres out. He'll knock Torres out. Sanchez will give him a pretty good fight because Sanchez is a little tricky because he's something that Itauma's never seen. And I still go back to Torres. I know you can't go back to everything, but when Jalalov absolutely in the amateurs killed him with the bigger gloves, the headgear, not the headgear, but the bigger gloves, I think Itauma stops Torres. I think Sanchez beats Torres, honestly.
Yeah, he's the favorite in that one.
So I think Itauma could fight his.
Actually, no, he's not. Sorry, Torres. So you can make a little money on that if you like.
I will put money on Sanchez. I think Sanchez beats Torres. Torres is decent, but he's not anything to write home about. I think Sanchez beats Torres. So I'll put money on.
No,
Torres.
wait. I think they can't. I think they canceled that fight for some reason.
Oh, they probably did because I hadn't heard anything about it.
I think one of them was fucking hurt. So
I mean, me and you as Americans, we want Torres to be good. He's got a nice mustache. He's a nice guy. He works hard. I just don't think he's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. At least he's finally fighting somebody who's a worthy measuring stick, right?
Yeah, because Torres is. I mean, Villanello was a good fight. That was a good win.
Yeah, it was.
People want to talk shit about Villanello, but Villanello is a damn good B-level heavyweight.
Oh yeah, I'm going to appreciate what he brings to the ring.
If you could take him out, that's a good win on your resume. That's like I think Villanello's better than Franklin.
Yeah.
So I'm like so. Maybe if Itauma beats Franklin, you could probably make some more money, and he could probably fight a Villanello. I don't think anybody would bitch about that fight. I don't think you can really bitch too much if he fought a Villanello or, hell, put him in versus Zhang or some damn body. Zhang, if Zhang can't knock him out in the first round, he'll knock him out the rest of the fight. So, put him in versus her. Put him in. There's guys that he could fight, but because I don't think he's going to get the big one. So he needs to fight. He needs to clear out the B plus guys. At least get them done. And then the only guy I think Itauma could fight right now that he's not going to beat. I think if Fury, he's not going to beat a ready for it Fury. He's not going to beat a Fury at this
I want to see how he looks against Makhmudov.
But Makhmudov's trash. I think.
I know that's the thing. If he doesn't look great against Makhmudov,
I think Itauma knocks Makhmudov out. I think he knocks Makhmudov out cold. If Fury looks good versus Makhmudov and he has anything left, Itauma can't beat Fury at that point. He can't beat Usyk. I think Caballel outboxes Itauma at this point. I think Caballel would just have a little too much, and Itauma wouldn't be ready for that right now if they fought. Caballel would just have a little too much of. He's got too much.
I don't know that he'd outbox him. I think he'd old man him.
Yeah, and I don't think Itauma's ready for that kind of fight right at this point because he hasn't fought anybody nobody's fought. If you think about it, nobody out there does what Caballel does.
Vocoli to some extent, but he doesn't do it as well.
Yeah, that's what I would go for. You just said it. Put him in versus Okoli. Those are guys that would least.
Not Okoli, Buckoli.
Oh, Buckoli. I think he said Okoli. Either one. Hell, put him versus Okoli. Either one, he could beat any of the Olis. Now, Buckoli would be if Buckoli's fat ass trained and looked like and put the effort in like he did versus Yoka. That would be a damn tough fight for Itauma. If he actually trained. But I don't think Buckoli. I think he is what he is now. I don't think he's going to put any more effort in training anymore. He had his one moment where he looked good, and now he's just gotten fat. Buckoli's another guy. We've seen the skill and the ability. He just doesn't take it seriously.
He's just obese.
Yeah, he doesn't. He just doesn't. And I can't blame him. Hell, look where he's from. I don't blame him for living a lifestyle. He's from a pretty freaking hard place to live. And I can't blame these guys for living it up because, damn, the only ones that, there's not many Joshua Clottys. There's not many guys like that are from really tough countries that still battle and did not get into the lifestyle. There's not a ton of those guys out there that kept their shit together. Most time they live the lifestyle. That's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess let's move on, I guess, to the PVC card at this point. The undercard on this one's not too bad. Obviously, we know what the main event is. We'll get to it. A couple of interesting fights on there on even like the I think they YouTube it or whatever, maybe Facebook. But you got 11-0-1 Caipo Gallegos against 16-1-1 Julian Gonzalez, probably. He's got 9 stoppages on his record. Does Gallegos, who is but 20 years old from Vegas. Let's see, he's got an AM record, 28-4 in the AMs. That's a solid record there. Yeah, good for him.
It's a decent undercard, though. I mean, it's pretty decent. God, I just realized that Gaucher has crawled back onto this card, too. Good God, that guy won't give it up. He won't. I like Gaucher as far as that man is a dedicated professional. He just, I don't know. I'll give Gaucher that. If you could put like Gaucher's work ethic into some of these other guys, they would be unstoppable.
Yeah.
He just never had the umph to get over the hump.
No. See, also on here we're gonna have Cesar Navarro is likely the next victim of Gergen Hovnation.
Big Gerg.
Yeah,
big Gerg.
Yep, Navarro's lost 3 times, but he's been the distance in all 3 of his losses. Lost to undefeated Daniel Pero, undefeated Fernelli Filas Jr. Let me just make sure what weight class these were in.
Who's Pero fighting? Pero's fighting somebody soon, isn't he?
Gerald Miller.
That's right. He's fighting Miller.
That might be a different Pero, though.
No, that's him. I think that's the same. Unless there's 2 big heavyweights.
There's Daniel and wasn't there Lenier? Yeah, there's Daniel and there's Lenier.
Oh, I thought Lenier was like a smaller weight class than Daniel Pero was. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah. A lot of Peros running around here.
Peros, muy Peros. But yeah, so they are all. Why the fuck can't I go back on this fucking box these days?
Big Gerg is another just slug. He is. You talk about slow. He is just as slow as everybody. Yeah, Big Gerg. He's going to get destroyed once he steps up versus anybody. Hell, let Itauma fight him next. That'd be an undefeated guy he knocked out. With his big ass head.
Well, I'm trying to get back to this fucking undercard. BoxRec being weird. I can't back up out of shit.
You got Garcia versus Newman, I think, is the first card as a decent fight on that.
Yeah. I have, let's see here. Newman is 18-3-1, but he's on a streak right now. He's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row since what would that make his start to his career? His start would have been 11-3-1. He lost 17-1 Manuel Gallegos, 7-1-1 Jenk Plani. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that.
Palente.
Something like that. And he lost 9-1 Marcos Hernandez. He's been a pro for 12 years now, though. That's a long time in the ring. No big wins. I think they might be trying to get Garcia just another win because he did have that loss to Kyron Davis.
Yeah, he didn't look good at all in that loss to Kyron Davis. Is not any good.
And should he have won that fight against Gaucher? I can't remember.
I don't think he won that fight versus Gaucher. Garcia he's definitely a prospect they built up, and he is not even half of what they thought he was. Because I thought Gaucher actually beat him, or it was close. I kind of leaned Gaucher if I remember right in that fight.
Yeah. Let's see. You're gonna have. Let's see here. It's Christian Candelosi against Miguel Angel Hernandez, 12-0 against 9-1. But Hernandez against Gaucher, that fight not bad at all. If Yoeli Hernandez can beat Gaucher cleanly, that speaks highly of him. Yoenis Tejas going in there, still trying to bounce back. He had that loss to Abbas Barrow a couple back. He came in against Kendo Castaneda. Now he's going against the experienced Mendoza, who we all remember got the knockout over Fundora and lived off of that for a period of time.
That'll be a good fight.
Yeah, not a bad undercard. Mendoza sits and waits a little bit, looking for that left hook a little too long. So we'll see. I think because
Fundora was bossing that fight.
Yeah, he was winning every second of every round. He got hit with that fucking hook.
He was dominating Mendoza, and then his just big tall ass got caught, which you called for years that he was going to get caught with something like that, and he did.
Yeah. Well, and we can move into the main event because the undercard's good. I think there could be some entertaining fights, but nothing like comes at me like, oh, that's going to be absolute barn burner.
It's not pay-per-view good, but it's decent.
Yeah, it's all right. But Fundora against Thurman, if Thurman has anything left in his legs, Fundora hasn't fought many guys who can move a bit, get in, get out. And Thurman has a really good left hook, which is Fundora's, it really is his Achilles heel at the end of the day. So Keith paying a little bit less than 3-1. I don't think he's dead in the water. I kind of want to go check and see if they just have an over under on that one or the not go the distance. Because I kind of think Keith is either going to catch Fundora with a good left hook, or Fundora is going to be the guy just based on his incredible work rate that if he gets Thurman hurt to the body, he's probably going to finish the job.
Yeah, because we don't really know what Thurman's got left. He beat a guy that a prime Thurman would have destroyed. He beat a guy he was supposed to beat. That Australian guy.
Oh, that was hilarious. He just
that wasn't. People built that up as like he was going to lose. No, he was 10 times better than that guy was, and Thurman showed it. I mean, Thurman, you could tell in that fight, you could kind of just tell he was like, "What the hell am I doing? Like, I'm just so much better than this guy is." And they've brought me down here and paid me. He got paid a shit ton of money, I imagine, to go down there. And Thurman just didn't even have to do a lot. He was just so much better talent-wise than him. If Thurman takes it seriously and he's ready, he has a chance in this fight. This is not a whitewash or a easy win for Fundora. He's gonna have to work. But I'm like you. I think Fundora just has too much at this stage than Thurman. I know Thurman can, but Thurman hasn't really been banging people out in 10 years. I think Fundora, I don't think he'll stop Fundora.
Yeah, he hadn't really knocked anyone out until he knocked out Jarvis.
But and that Mendoza shot was just, Fundora never saw it. He was getting too comfortable.
Well, and I don't think you'll see it from Thurman either.
No.
Like, you got to think, like, the guys who Keith Thurman was fighting over that period of time, there's only a couple that maybe one or two he should have knocked out, but he suffered from so much inactivity. There's not much there. Like Sean, he fought Sean Porter, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he beat him cleanly. He beat Garcia cleanly. He dropped Robert Guerrero. I think he might've been the first guy to drop Robert Guerrero. When he fought them, beat him cleanly. He was just fighting a lot of guys who had good beards. There's a lot of solid welterweights.
You have to be an elite puncher to knock out guys when you get a certain level.
Again,
you have to be elite, elite puncher.
I hate to go back to Crawford, but again, people not understanding. The guy knocked out every fucking welterweight he faced. What do you want?
Yeah, when you go up to a weight and you get to a certain talent level, these guys are good too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're there for a reason. They're not there just because for the hell of it.
Yeah, they're skilled.
And they can take a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I don't think it's as much that Keith Thurman can't punch. It's just like Porter. Porter, you're not going to knock Porter out. I mean, he just had that kind of chin. Garcia, we know how tough he was.
Yeah, he didn't show any chin vulnerabilities until he fought Lara, and like, fuck.
God, but that was a well past it, Robert Garcia. No, Thurman, yeah. I'm thinking,
yeah.
But Lara, that was just, I don't think anybody expected that power surge from Lara anyway. But I think that's just because Lara realized, I've got to start laying down on some shots. I can't beat these guys just dancing anymore. I have to actually sit here with them. And with his skill level, that's why he's knocking so many guys out now. Because he's sitting down on his shots because he can't move anymore. And that's why he got so many knockouts recently.
Mm-hmm.
So that's so Thurman. I want Fundora to win because I like Fundora. I just like his big tall ass, and I think he's interesting, and I like his style. But Thurman has a shot. I think Fundora will overwhelm him and just. I don't think he'll knock him out, but if he does knock him out, it'll be like late in the fight. But I think he'll get a 116, 112, 117, 111, something like that decision.
I'd be kind of surprised if nobody hits the deck in this fight.
Yeah, you're right. But Thurman, it just depends. I think Thurman is going to come out, and we know Thurman's probably not going to try to open up and go for it. That's just not who he is.
No, he's gonna try to make Fundora reach for him and make a mistake so that he's gonna try to feint him, draw him in, and jump.
And Fundora will reach and will make mistakes. That's what Fundora does. He can't. Fundora should never actually lose a fight with his skill set and height at these weights. He should never even get close to you, but he doesn't do that. We know how Fundora is. That's why we like. He
has been fighting better though recently. Yeah.
If you want a long career, he cannot always go to war every single. Especially when you have so many advantages you have to use them eventually. I mean, you would like to think he would freaking use them eventually. I would hope you would. Because, I mean, he's just a freaking unicorn almost at this weight.
Here's the thing also to think about, I guess, if you're kind of wanting to lean a bit into a Thurman pick. Since he lost to Mendoza, Fundora's only fought 3 times, and one was the split decision against Tim Tszyu. Then he had the Chordell Booker quick stoppage, and then the Tszyu stoppage. And I guess a little bit is you got to say, how much do you rate Tim Tszyu, and what was he bringing to the ring? I mean, he was kind of just standing in front of him a little bit. That's like, you go through his record, and the only guy who brings any sort of the level, I guess, of athleticism to the ring that Thurman does is maybe to some extent Lubin, but Lubin is flat fucking footed.
Oh yeah, Lubin is Lubin's a plotter, as I guess the best way to put it. He does it. Yeah, he's not known for his bouncing around the ring and trying to outmaneuver you. You're right. I get it. I mean, Thurman, without a doubt, is the most skilled fighter Fundora's ever fought. I don't think there's any way you can debate that. He might be the best and most skilled guy he's ever fought, but we don't know Thurman at this age. But as far as just career, skill level, and ability and everything, Thurman is the best fighter Fundora's ever fought, period.
Yeah.
There's no way to argue that.
Yeah, he's just older. We don't know if his legs are there, but the thing is, if he still has the legs he had when he fought Pacquiao, I think the odds are wrong. I'm not saying Thurman wins, but this is closer to a 50-50 than Thurman paying 3-1 as an underdog.
And this is, I mean, you got to look at it Thurman's point of view. This has got to be it. He knows this is it.
Yeah,
I got to win.
This one, it put him to a caliber of opposition that Thurman really doesn't want to face. He went to Australia just because they overpaid him to fight a guy who couldn't pick a weight class and had been in like 8 of them.
And Thurman knew he was going to win. Yeah, that's easy money. Easy money. Like, I'll take it.
You had tougher sparring for that fight,
and you get a cool trip to Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Play with some kangaroos and
Thurman Thurman got his little flute out and probably played and did stupid shit. So it worked. Yeah, it worked for him.
So it's this is he's probably done if he doesn't win this fight, and if Thurman does win this fight though, that puts him in an interesting place at 154 for one last big fight against guys I think he probably loses to. But he would be able to at least notch another 7-figure payday at the end. And, use your damn head. If you own your house, you're done. Don't be stupid. Yeah. And Keith isn't he's not a lifestyle guy, right? Like, he's not flashy and shit. I don't think he's one of those dudes that's blown his cash, honestly.
No, I think Thurman seems like a pretty level-headed, you're right. I don't think he's here buying he's not buying Bentleys and $5 million mansions and have 7 houses. But one guy asked, is Thurman a Hall of Famer? Is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
I would say this, based on the people that he beat that were in there at the same time. Thurman is not a Hall of Famer if you don't believe that either Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, or Kell Brook are Hall of Famers. If you think either of those guys belongs in the Hall of Fame, then Keith definitely does, because he has a better resume than that.
He's going to be a tricky one to decide his Hall of Fame status. I don't think he is, but it's close. He has an argument, but I don't think he is a Hall of Famer at this point.
Yeah, I think the fact that just the inactivity killed him, and honestly, he lost that Manny Pacquiao fight because of 2 specific punches. One was that shot when he was going straight back, knocked him down, and the other one was the body shot when he had momentum going. Either or of those doesn't happen, let alone both, he wins that fight. And at that point in time, he's probably a Hall of Fame.
That hurt his Hall of Fame chances, because he lost to a well past it Pacquiao.
Well, yeah, and it's just the fact that Yeah, that Ugas went and beat Pacquiao after that.
Yeah,
I mean,
dominated Pacquiao.
And I think that honestly, Pacquiao went over the edge of a fucking cliff between those two fights.
He did.
But
and
the record books don't show that.
And Ugas was not a guy to fight if you're past it.
Well, especially just based on basic boxing skills.
Yeah.
Just short, straight punches, pop, 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 turn a little bit, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, Ugas was a tough out for anybody if you weren't ready for him.
Yeah. Aircraft carrier says Porter and Danny definitely Hall of Famers. Yes, if you say that, then Keith has to be. But anyhow, yeah, it was. We'll see. It's an interesting fight. This is going to be on PBC pay-per-view, so I think you can probably get it on Amazon for the low price of $80. We wish you well.
You better be in the Fundora family to pay, or somebody somebody on that card to pay $80
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's a decent enough card. It's better than plenty of pay-per-views that I could have seen in the past, but I still don't want to watch.
Not $80 is not.
No, I can.
I would have paid $8. I don't pay for anything, but still.
Yeah, it's one of those, I'm one of those people that, honestly, if you price this stuff at around $30 or $40, I'd probably buy them more often than not.
I'd say $19.99 is where they all need to be.
Yeah,
and you would have more. They would make the same money because more people would be like, hell, I'll pay $20, but they're not going to say, oh hell, I'll pay $80. So you got to look at it this way. You're going to get more people at a cheaper price. It'll still get the money you want because more people are going to pay $20. They're not going to pay $80. They're just not around here.
But the thing is, you have to get 4 times as many people plus to pay $20 than would pay $80 in order for it to be more profitable.
Yeah, I know people love boxing like we do, but that's just too damn much.
Yep, it's ridiculous. But yeah, we'll see where everything goes. I think boxing is getting ready to go to a bad place right now. And I think what's kind of funny, probably won't be staging any, well, it's not funny, sorry. But probably won't be staging any fights in Saudi Arabia in the coming months. So that's out. We'll see.
Iran, we might have a few in Iran. They might try to get into the boxing scene.
Yeah. We'll see how Riyadh's season goes fucking at the early portion of it here. My guess, likely poorly. But
that's going to end. That's going to end extremely poorly.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going. We all said that the whole time. That's why he's pushing everything to Zuffa because he knows that they all know what's going to happen.
He knows Dana White probably can get as many work visas as he wants. Like everyone else, can't get anyone from any country in here. Dana White's like, I need to get 8 Chechens and 3 Brazilians in. Can you help me out, dog? Oh yeah.
I'm telling you.
Let me go. I will call my friend Stephen Miller, and he will arrange for this to happen for you.
Money can get that visa stamped pretty quick.
You know that I don't particularly care for the foreigners, but if they're going to be punching each other in the face, then yes, Dana, we will make this happen.
He's definitely a hypocrite, closet racist. He just hides it well.
He is a son of a bitch. But anyway. Yeah, we could go off on that for a while, or we could close this thing at about an hour and a half and go about our lives.
And then Rob will jump on at 1:31.
Totally.
Like he did last week.
Sup, Rob? We're done. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything else really but let me go and check just to make sure. Sometimes there's
we can fill time. I can talk some random shit, but that's probably not gonna be boxing related.
Let's see. Just make sure there's nothing else on the ESPN one here.
I got another. Well, this is another story, but it's not appropriate for. It's probably not appropriate for the live podcast. I wouldn't imagine.
Yeah, there was nothing different on the ESPN one. Like I said, maybe let's go and check and see maybe if there's something more on that Ronnie Rios card. There might be some shit on that.
If Ronnie Rios is on it, there probably is not a whole lot more.
Well, it's not like they don't have a budget. How much is he taking up?
God, I can't imagine Ronnie Rios is asking for. I mean, it's got to be what $6. It's got $10,000 at the most. It can't be much. It cannot be much to get Ronnie Rios, and he lives in California, so he's not even going that far. So it can't be much to get him there.
There is a good undercard fight on there, actually. It's a 10-round lightweight fight between Rene Tejas Uron against Malik Montgomery. That's not a bad fight at all.
Montgomery was another one of those OT boxing guys, wasn't he?
Yeah, he lost his two back to back, but our boy Tejas Giron, he went 12 rounds with Floyd Schofield, and then he went 12 rounds with Rocky Hernandez, but he got blanked at 130. So then he
50-50.
he beat Jordan White. Malik Montgomery lost his last two. One was against Joshua Pagan, who could prove to be a pretty decent fighter. So yeah, it's not a bad kind of loser goes home fight here. So yeah, the Pro Box card not bad. Yeah, so there's plenty of stuff to entertain you, and then next week, obviously, we'll have Chisora against Wilder. It's a car crash on the side of the road. Are we going to stop and pull over and see if there are limbs sticking out of windshields? Of course we are.
You gotta love the build up for that fight. Acting like it's a real legit fight. Like I said, they're trying to trick people that it's two guys that have anything left.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, but I think that's what we got for the day. So you folks have a good one. We'll see you back next week, and we'll talk more boxing and review all of this wonderful stuff and find out where I was wrong once again. You folks take care. We'll see you next week.